I enrolled in the African American Scholars Program because in 7th and 8th grade, Dr. Vick showed up at my school talking about learning and helping and building a community, and he wore a suit.
I remember when Dr. Vick came to devotion, where I went to middle school in 8th grade, he asked us to write down the name of 10 influential Black or Latino people who have somehow changed history, and I could only name one. And so I knew, after a couple weeks, I was able to name way more than 10. I was learning about the history of people who look like me.
So because of the fund and because of the Scholars Program, my kids are able to say, I come from a legacy of brilliant African American Latino folks, and as a result, I'm expected to do great things.
Well, I've been in advanced math my high school career, and it's a very rigorous program, and although I really like the class itself, I wanted a new perspective on math.
And so this really sparks their interests in different areas, whether it's math and history or math and literature or math education and policies around that, or even more academic subjects like number theory, game theory. The kids are able to find something that they're excited about, and so kids who've lost passion for math, they get sort of reignited.
And some of our students already love math and are going to use math in their job. So for them, it's an opportunity to learn how math interacts with other disciplines and start to preview some college topics. We love for all students to feel like math has some meaning for them.
Well, one of the reasons why we started Global Leadership 3 years ago was we noticed at Brookline High School there was a group of students who were interested in global events and were interested in someday pursuing some type of career where they'd be working with others in a global context.
I was really interested in gaining communication and negotiation skills. I also really wanted to learn a little bit more about the world in general. I thought it sounded like a class that would prepare me well for the future, whatever that turned out to be for me.
Well, I'm interested in going into business when I'm older, and the course sounded really appealing because it helps people learn how to communicate across boundaries and write business plans.
So it's made me a much more reflective teacher, pushing me outside of my comfort zone.
I think I became a better writer from Global Leadership, and certainly I think better at reflecting on what's going on in the world.
In engineering, the students are the experts. They are the creators, they are the innovators. Their success is really their own.
It seemed like a perfect segue to kind of apply a science or mathematical background to something that you can actually build and construct and see with your two hands. That's something that really benefited in college, to be able to look back on my experience and say, okay, I've done this before, and be able to go after some of the bigger, tougher projects in a lot of my software engineering classes.
I think students are often anxious about having the right answers to things. And this course is really more about finding questions than it is about knowing the answer.
And I think I've really learned how to draw from this while learning about nature and mushrooms, trees, animals, and being able to draw them really helps because you further your observational skills.
Over the last years, I was always fascinated with nature and science, and I believed in school they never really had connections between arts and science. It was either or, and when I found out that there's a class that basically connects both of them, I was so happy. And I was really curious how they would run a class like that. And they started the class off with Leonardo da Vinci, who was the man of science and art and so much more. So I really loved the class.
It's cutting edge in the sense that we're coming up with new research, and there are people who are actually coming to us in many ways as they learn about what we're doing. It's promising work. We're having an opportunity to participate in national conferences. We're in conferences in our second year. It seems like every other month because the field is so ripe for this kind of information.
I've been in a club at the high school since freshman year called Students Against Human Trafficking, and I'm currently one of the co-leaders of the group. And I thought that both simultaneously being a leader of this club and being in the program really helped me learn more about tools of being an effective leader.
It's about conviction, it's about passion, and students finding and identifying that passion and then learning how to act on it.
I had this kind of feeling that I wanted to learn more about how I could help save the world.
The Writing Center benefits kids in several ways. The students who come in to get help have the benefit of working with another student and having a kid-to-kid conversation about writing. They learn about writing from a peer instead of an adult, and I think that frees up the conversation and allows growth in a different way than a teacher-student conversation does. But almost more importantly, I think the students who work as writing coaches, the seniors who volunteer, are thinking about writing in a completely new way, and they write back to me as college students about how their work in the Writing Center has changed the way they think about their own writing and how they think about teaching.
A lot of people really need help because of their limited English, and I sort of saw that with my mom, but I wanted to help more people out because I know more people are going through the same thing.
And this class provides an outlook out of the classroom and into the real world.
I definitely see this as a career choice.